And hello, everyone, and good afternoon to you from South Africa. Welcome to our show today. And it is a very spontaneous thing that I've done in terms of inviting Amelia back. You guys would have known Amelia Henning that actually she came onto open mic around, I think, September, towards the end of September. And she was taking us through her journey about Couch on Kalahari. And she was sharing her story about how she's going to go into this Kalahari desert and she's going to take us through the journey and what it was like to be on the couch and then decided, okay, I'm going to get rewired and then I'm going to do this adventure. And what a phenomenal, beautiful soul. I have got to know over this past 3 months. And Amelia is a very beautiful and positive soul. She has created the world of positivity and she has achieved the greatest accomplishment for herself as a human. So I want to welcome Amelia back to Open Mic for her to come back and share with us what her story is going to be like and what was her experience and what did she go through. Being where she was on that couch and having her accomplish this in 365 days. She always reminds us of that. It's 365 days. What an accomplishment for a human soul to have done. Absolutely amazing journey she's been on. And I wanted her to come back and for her to share her journey on going into this trip. She got back home on Monday evening. So it's fresh. It's like almost a week back home. She didn't end up doing the Kalahari. She ended up doing the Namibian Desert Race, like I've posted onto the foundation's page as well. So before we continue with the show, please subscribe to us on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. It's the Open Mic Foundation. You can also find us on Instagram. Please share the foundation as far as wide as you can. It's to bring people together and to show people the inspiration of their stories, the wisdom that they hold, and all the experience that they have within themselves. So it is a foundation that has been founded in South Africa. However, we've been sharing stories from all across the globe, around 30 countries so far. And Amelia has been helping us spread the word around. And I want to welcome anyone that would want to share a story with us and to share what it's like to go through your lens and what it's like to go through your story and your experience. So without any further ado, I would just want to welcome Amelia. And welcome back, Amelia. Well done. Well done.
Here
Well
it
done.
is. Racing
I
the
am.
planet. Namibia desert. Tick.
Wow. Well done. Well done. And thank
Hi.
you so much for coming back to Open Mic and just sharing with us, that journey that you've been through. I've just looked at those images and it's like, wow, something to be so proud of. What an accomplishment, right? From being on that couch. Hey?
It feels like a different life. The couch was completely a different lifetime, actually. I struggle to take my mind back there because in the past year, the world has opened. And yes, the desert is just phenomenal. It was more than what I visualized. It was more than I thought. It was more than I dreamt of. And I cannot tell you how much there is in the vastness of a desert in terms of natural energy, desert
Yeah.
spirit, beauty. It's just crazy. You you forget about the 47 degrees that you're running in, and your mind is just on the horizon and everywhere, everywhere. But and how hard and how hot it is.
Yeah.
So yes, that was
So
the one
so
thing that stood out.
Yeah. So let's start with a few things, right? So you shared with us the type of training that you've been on, how you have to rethink and rewire the mindset and those type of things. So when you got onto that, when you got off that plane and you saw your campsite, right? What was that feeling like? I'm here
I'll
now,
tell
right? I'm here, right?
I'll tell you what it felt like when we flew over the desert and we're lowering the plane and all right, and as far as you can see is desert and dunes. I'm looking for a rock. I'm looking for something green, and even if it's a dead tree, something familiar, and it was just desert. And oh, what did I let myself in for? And it was this strange excitement slash, yo, am I up to this? What have I done? And then I just reminded myself, don't confuse your excitement with fear. When we are
Yeah.
small and we go to the sea and you've never been to the sea, or you see the sea for the ocean for the first time, you're just so excited that you run towards it. I mean, not even knowing the vastness and the dangers of it, because you're excited. It's new, it's something you don't know, and you're so ready to get to know it. And I think when we are adults, we have that same thing that happens when you
Yep.
encounter something that you have no idea what this is. This is completely new. But we interpret our excitement as fear. And I just kept on saying to myself, you're excited. Here you are. And then walking off that plane and, getting your luggage. And here you go from Walvis Bay to Swakopmund. And it's desert on the one side, ocean on the other side, and the build up. And you see other people getting off the plane and the group getting together. Wow. Wow. And everybody is friendly and they relaxed and looking forward to it. And you hit
Yeah.
the camp and you get appointed your tent. Um, it was just okay, this is it. Here we go now. There's no
Yeah.
more need for visualization. You've stepped into your visualization, you've stepped into your dream. Here we go. This is it. Phenomenal,
Wow.
phenomenal, phenomenal.
So let's start with how was it on that first day? How many kilometers was it that first day? And what was the feeling
Okay,
that you
so
were
they,
experiencing at that time?
yes. So we started not too far inland from Swakopmund, and what is nice is when you that still that close to the ocean, the mornings are quite chilly actually. It's nice and fresh and almost cold when you start at 8 o'clock. So the sun only starts hitting you here by 11th. The mist has lifted, and it starts becoming hot, then you know you're in a desert. So the first day was 39.1 kilometers. They had to alter the race course, um, because there was storm winds, and you don't do a desert race in storm winds. There's just no way. You will get sandblasted. Nobody can endure that. So to take precaution and to look after us. I mean, the race organizers and managers are from Planet Love. I tell you, that's just the next level. We'll get to that soon, soon. But so the first day was nice and cool and calm. The first stretch, we even had a bit of mud that we ran through. Was a section of a dry riverbed of the Swakopmund River, which wasn't so super dry. So you don't want to get your feet wet because you got quite a distance to go, and wet feet shoves and blisters on day one. All of that goes through your mind. And this backpack is heavy. It's day one. It's all your food. It's all your everything. And you keep on saying to yourself, well, here I am. This is it. And the next thing, you're at checkpoint 1. I'm like, huh? Is it checkpoint 1 already? So, with all these friendly volunteers from all over the world who actually fly themselves in at their own cost to come and volunteer to be part of such a beautiful race. Um, yeah, and then here's checkpoint 1, and they check, are you happy? Fill up your water. They check that you fill up at least with 1.5 liters of water. You're not allowed to leave the checkpoint with less water than that. And then you
Okay.
decide how much electrolytes you're going to mix and water. And they tell you how far the next checkpoint is. And you just follow the pink flags in the desert and off you go. And
And after
the sun
finishing,
shines.
so after finishing day one, how was the legs? How was the feet?
The, the legs was actually very fine. I mean, I took
Okay.
a slow pace because
Yeah.
remember, don't get overexcited. And there's most people were faster than me, and that's okay because most of them were younger than me. I was the oldest female, and there was just one person older than me, and he won the race. Rob Redley, he's 60 years old,
Where's he
and
from?
this a super athlete. He's from America,
Okay.
and wow, what a guy! Phew, what figures! Yeah, but the legs were fine. The legs were fine. The first thing you do is rip off your shoes and check your feet because blisters of the running magazines that I've read, like how to handle your blisters and what to do. In the end, it comes to racing the planet is actually the blister research platform. So it doesn't matter
Okay.
if you're fast or slow. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
what shoes you wear. It doesn't matter what socks you wear or how many
Yep.
pairs of socks. It doesn't matter whether your feet wet, dry, you blister.
Yeah.
Everybody blister. And the second day that starts. The second day was 47 degrees.
Yeah.
It heated up like quite intense, and we ran 42 kilometers. And that is it. Sometimes your feet just blister because it's so hot. The sand is hot. The stones are hot. And then the endurance and the endurance in the mind starts. You spend lots of time by yourself in the seat where you don't see a soul, not as far as you can see to the front, to the sides, or to the back. And it's
So
this
you
vast
had
openness.
so you had day one was 39.1 kilos. You had day two
Yeah,
at 42 kilos. Day
yeah.
three at
46.
46. Okay. I'm
And
just putting it
they,
into the chat so everyone can see how many
yeah,
kilos. Day four is
yeah.
at how many kilos?
Day 4 was 40, or 40.1, something like that. And then day 5 was the long march, 68.
What?
Yeah, that was the day night. That day night I was
That was
19
60, you
hours,
say?
68. Yeah.
Wow.
So because they had to change the course, it wasn't 40, 40, 40, 40, 80, and
Okay.
10. It was 42, 46, 48, 43, and 68. And the last day was just a home sprint of 5 kilometers over the final dunes to the ocean and into Swakopmund. But
Okay.
beauty,
Wow.
beauty.
So when you reached day five, so obviously you went through those entire kilometers that you were going through, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, your mindset now, before you started that 68 on day five, how were you feeling on that morning of day five?
The funny thing is that it's almost as if your body and your mind gets into a rhythm, and it just endures. I don't know how to explain it. You're like, okay, today is 68 kilometers, but you have 27 hours to complete it. So by then, you are not so fresh, you are not so fast, and yet you are constantly just going. And then you stop in the middle to actually watch the sunset, and you have your meal and you refresh and you have your self talk, and by then each and every toe is blistered up, and it's blisters on blisters. So you stop and you treat your blisters, you pierce them, and you know, and you bind them, and the relief, relief when that needle goes in, it's not even sore anymore. It's just, yes, there goes the pressure. Make sure you clean them nicely, and people cheer you. What the most amazing thing? Every single checkpoint, people see you coming, and there's the helpers, the volunteers, and the medics, and the race manager or the checkpoint manager. They see you and they start cheering and screaming, and it's like a crowd, and you like listen to that, and they energize you from that
Yeah.
checkpoint down there, because there's no other sound pollution, and the sound just travels, and you know they're cheering for you, and
Yeah.
you just get energy and power up that hill, and you slide in, and they compliment you and they build you up. It is just such a beautiful thing. As if you're a Formula One driver at a pit stop. They're like, okay, sweetie, tell me how you're feeling. They look in your eyes to see if there's if you're delirious from the heat, any heat exhaustion. How are you feeling? Speak to me. They look you in the eye. Um, can we take your backpack off? There's a little chair for you in the shade. Okay, do you want to fill your bottles? Let's help you. Which is what? Where's your electrolytes? Are you happy? Have you eaten something? So they really, really check you and make sure that you are in a good medical condition to continue. If you're
Okay.
not, they will withdraw you, or they will keep you to cool down longer and say,
Okay.
listen, sit down a little bit longer. Let us see. Somebody will maybe rub your shoulders a little bit. Where does it hurt? Tell us, how can we assist you? And sometimes it was just so beautiful that I sit there, that I am emotionally overwhelmed by these people who don't know me from nowhere, and the love, the support, the energy the attention they give you to nurture you. And next checkpoint is 12 kilometers, you can do it. And I just brief you, remind you, it's so many, it's a bit of an elevation, or it's just flat, or you know,
Yeah.
encouraging you. And then you just get so much hope on all sorts of levels. Hope for mankind. I mean, there's people
Yeah.
from France and from Russia, people who hardly, from Honduras, from Guatemala, that hardly speak English. And, you know, it's just such a
So
communion of love and respect that
yeah. So you
that
see, there's a
lifts you
question
up.
at the bottom. There's a question at the bottom for you there on the screen. It's from Lee. Lee, thank you so much
Oh,
for joining. And he's
hello,
asking,
Lee.
what was it like sleeping at night? Did you sleep?
That was I think almost a bigger challenge was the sleep deprivation in between. I had a beautiful little mattress. It rolls up like this, it rolls out, and it flaps out like that, and very quickly you blow it up, and I'm lying down on air pockets. All the tents are close to each other, and the snoring was real, people. Oh my goodness. And I was very apologetic with Quibus and with Bronwyn that I share a tent with, knowing that I am a snorer. And I said, listen, please forgive me if you hear me, or just throw something at me. And then the champion snorers got going. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. There's
I
nothing you
didn't,
can do
I,
about it.
there's nothing you can do about it. And then again, you're a snorer yourself. Don't be so agitated. So you try to go to bed early enough so that you fall asleep before the snoring chorus starts or something like that. But nonetheless, uh, I didn't sleep too well every night. And then I
Okay.
just calm myself and lie down and say, lying down is also resting. Say thank you to your body for carrying you through this day. All of this is going on, but that is fine. They are also resting, and at some
Yeah.
stage it will stop, and maybe it's my turn then. So it was little sleep, but somehow when you get up in the morning and uh, and people are excited and they're doing their stretches outside the tent and they play some music and the excitement builds up, then then you're just ready. You eat your
Yeah.
porridge and you chat to everybody, and the hype and the energy is almost like a one energy organism in this desert that is lots of parts. It comes together. It starts off, it stretches like this, it comes together again, and it's everybody's energy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the people that you met. How many different countries participated, in this race?
There were, I think it was 25 different countries.
Okay.
We were 31 contestants.
Okay.
And like I said, it was Honduras, Guatemala, quite a couple of runners that came from Brazil, Russia, then South Africa, UK, France, Germany.
America, you
Where
mentioned.
else? Oh, yeah, America was also quite a couple.
Okay.
Um,
So quite a variety and diversity of people, hey?
Complete diverse. Oh, and the two Koreans, they were the youngest. They were so sweet. One called him Mama Millie. And I
Mama
was, yes,
Mili.
my son. And we had this endearing, he could hardly speak English. And and it didn't matter because he could look at me and see that I really care for his well being and would encourage him to put sunblock on, or give him a bite of my energy bar. And he had this strange, it's like a sweet bread something. We would exchange things, and it it would be just, I care for you, I love you, I see you, let's go, my son. Yes, mommy, let's go. So yeah, it was quite hard for the two of them specifically. Funny enough, the youngest of the crowd, the youngest girl was 19 years old, and the
Okay.
boy Jew was 21. So they were
Okay.
very young, very uh, pardon me, and I don't mean it in any diminishing way. Maybe a bit young in life experience,
Yeah.
but their smiles every day when they completed that day was a million stars.
Yeah.
You could see it was heavy on them, and the sun was beating down on it. And then they arrive, and it is just a whole chorus. And people sit in the camp waiting for everybody, and they cheer you. There's a drum that plays when you're coming in, and the athletes, they get up from their chairs or out of their tents, they hear the drum, and they cheer you. And yeah, the camaraderie was next level, really, really
Wow.
next level.
Yeah.
Beautiful
So
people. I met. Mm,
carry
there
on.
was this woman from Norway with one arm, and it was also her first racing the planet race, and she also has a story to tell. I won't give it away now, but I suggested that you contact, checked if if she would allow you to contact her, and that she can tell her story, which is phenomenal. It is
Wow.
next level.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
mean, happy for
is.
you to share her details with me, Amelia, but I think
Yeah.
reach out to her and just check with her if she would like to
I
share her.
did already there and then.
Okay.
When I heard the story, I said, "There's this inspirational
Oh,
Open
Amelia, you're
Mic
such an
Foundation,
ambassador.
and you have to tell your story." You blew my mind so hard. This story needs to be told. And
Okay, send
she's,
me through her details. Send me through her details and
yes,
I'll definitely reach out to her.
absolutely,
All right. So
absolutely.
we have
And
another question from Lee.
okay, let's go.
So Lee's like, would you have done anything differently in training looking back? Lee, it's like you're reading my mind, Lee. Seriously? I think I'll
What
give
would
it,
I
I'm going to
do?
ask Lee to give all the questions instead of me just asking the questions. How's that?
That's okay. Lee, I don't think so. I, as I ran there, I realized I have done enough, and what I did was good enough. If I wanted to run a faster time and perform, I would do more strength training and more abdominal core strengthening, because your back and your shoulders get quite tired. The first 2 days is agony with that backpack. And even though I've been training with my backpack since December 2020, it's a surprise in the sand. But somehow the mind training was, I think, still the biggest. The mind training and setting your mind to this goal and preparing your mind was the ultimate training here. And all of them, all the athletes stay the same, say the same. Uh, just keep your mind calm and remember you run one step at a time, one flag at a time, one checkpoint at a time, and one day. And it's those are the stages. And your mindset needs to be well trained in remaining calm and not get rushed because geez, you're so tired or you're bored with this running. It's 7 hours now. I mean, the one day the long march was 19 hours for me. 19
That's a
hours
long time.
It is long, and it was in the night. It's almost through the night. I arrived at 3 o'clock. We started 8 o'clock the morning, and I arrived 3 o'clock at the camp. Um, and during that night, that is where all the training in the world, all the mind training is. Okay, now because you only see as far as your headlamp,
Yeah.
and they've got these glow sticks, so you can see
Okay.
there's the route. You see that. Um, and then it is keep yourself together. Now you keep yourself together.
Wow.
And yeah, phenomenal. But yeah, the training, the physical training, what I would do different is more core training and more
Mm-hmm.
strength training. But what I did was enough for what I achieved. If I do core and
Okay.
strength, I will perform well in in the race. Meaning, yeah, meaning I can
Yeah.
win it.
So let's talk
Meaning,
about you crossing that finish line, right? What was that feeling?
it is you are so there's so much endorphins in your system from all the running. I mean, I look at it from that side. It's not that the running wore you down so much as the endorphins are lifting you up. Um, and you just, is this real? This is it. Here I am. The desert is done. I did it. And it is tears of joy, tears of appreciation, where your mind congratulates your body, and your spirit says to the mind and the body, guys, We are 1, 2, 3, and we did it. We pulled this off. There is immense things that can
Yeah.
happen now.
Wow.
There's immense things that can happen because we, the three of us, met each other along this road through this desert, and we pulled it off. That is what I felt, is that
Yeah.
super close connection of my mind, my body, and my spirit that congratulated each other. It might sound far off,
No, not at
but that
all.
that is that is that is my truth. And it's also, you run yourself in the desert. There's no pretense. There's no. You run yourself until only truth is what's left. You
Yeah.
only have truth and yourself. There's no, you don't have spare energies for little things of this and ooh, that one, that and ooh. No, there's nothing like that. And then I started, I think the first thing I said after the race was, why do we sweat small stuff? We are
Yeah.
able to such great accomplishments. And
Yeah.
everybody, everybody, if you want to see your accomplishment and what you can actually, what you are capable of, I dare you, just challenge yourself and do something about it every day before you know you're over that line and you
Yeah.
realize, wow,
Wise
really,
words.
yeah.
Wise words from a wise woman. So
I hope so.
let me ask you this, right? So I mean, Lee is also asking the same question that I'm about to pose on you right now as well. You know, Lee's question is this the beginning of more amazing ultras? And I think my question was, where to from now?
I think the I think so. Yes, I would love to do one on a different continent. For me, this was almost home soil.
Mm-hmm.
Namibia not being so far off, it is a desert that I was familiar with. I have filmed in the Namib desert before, so it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't completely. Oh, I don't know what has hit me. Although the places we've run and the route we ran was like just phenomenal, um, and new and fresh. And there's a race in Lapland next year,
Mm-hmm.
which is not a desert. So they do
No.
a grand slam. So it's 4 deserts, and then there's one, a race of racing the planet that's not necessarily a desert, but it is beauty in nature. Um, so
Lapland is a
this,
very beautiful place.
yes, and it's so out there. I
Yeah.
don't know any person who have been to Lapland. Um, So yes, I think it is a yes. I would
Is
love
that the
to do.
2022 goal or the year after?
I would imagine next year actually. I would
Okay.
imagine next year and keep on building on this fitness that I have now. Is something that I will not want to lose ever in my life. And
Mm-hmm.
what a beautiful way to sit here and say, Mensa, I am fit. I am fit, and I would like to stay fit, and I would like to carry this forward onto a different continent and see how I perform.
There's
Oh,
some love and respect coming your way from Lee and
thank
Sky.
you, Lee. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Sky. Yeah, so I would just like to encourage people, do that thing. There's something in the back of your mind, and it's, if you're honest with yourself, there's something there that you think you would love to do, whether it is walking or swimming or piano lessons or whatever. There's that something that's in the back of your mind, and it's been on the back of your mind for a while, and you always put it on the back burner. Put yourself first. for 2 hours a day, or even 1 hour a day, and just start doing that. Start
Yeah.
doing that, and you feel the sense of elevation where you discover yourself. You discover new things about yourself that is so fresh and so new that you fall in love with, and you love yourself, and that to me is probably the greatest gift of all of this, is that I think I'm okay. I think when that's body, mind, and spirit connected, it was pure, it was truth, and it was love missioning through that desert. And I would
Oh,
love
beautiful said.
to carry that with me into the
Yeah.
future.
Beautiful
Uh,
said. I think my last question to you would be, from the time that you started all of this planning, all of the training, going through each and every step of getting ready, started the race, getting on that plane, started the race, getting back home, what would be the greatest takeaway, right, for yourself? Not for others, but for you, right, out of this entire experience? Now, I know you have a lot, right? I know you have a lot. I'm not even going to
I'm
deny
trying to
that,
single something out.
right? And just take a moment and just to reflect that. You know, you started this journey 365 days ago, right?
Yes.
You are sitting here today talking to me, and you've done this. What has been that one thing that you could take away for yourself, not for others, but just for you, for Amelia?
As you desire, you will do, and as you do, and in doing, the sense of self achievement and self love is what we're here for on this planet, is to discover that within me. That within me is the doing, and in doing the achieving, and in achieving the love and self acceptance is what I would want for every person on this planet, actually.
Yeah,
Uh, and that is how we're going to start changing the world.
yeah,
Even if I just change three people's mindset, or just anything, in any direction, to reach that level, I think we will have healthy, beautiful people on this planet, which is where
yeah.
I'm planning to stay. Healthy, beautiful,
And that
and
you are,
self-loving.
and that you are. That
Yeah.
there's so much of truth and authenticity shared there. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I truly love and respect, you know, what you've done and what you've accomplished. You're a beautiful soul. Never forget that. Never ever forget
Thank
that.
you.
And yeah, I hope to meet you in Cape Town soon. You and I
Yes.
have some stuff.
Come.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
ready.
Amelia
I'm
and I have got
ready.
some projects that we're busy with, so I'm gonna be seeing Amelia soon. So I was just waiting for her to come back from a trip. And it's, what an amazing, amazing, amazing story, Amelia. Well, thank you so much, you know, for sharing that story and sharing your insights and, you know, all that it has meant in terms of doing what you did and that deep desire that you found within yourself, right?
Yeah.
It does take a lot of someone to really, really go in within and understand what that means. And for you to have accomplished that, it's absolutely amazing. May your story inspire more and more of humanity out there to live happily, be beautiful souls, and be able to create that desire that one seeks, right? Because we
That's
all
it.
do.
That's it.
Yeah. So just
Thank
some
you.
comments coming through. We have a friend. Friend says, "You are amazing. I'm blown away. Love you, Millies."
Yeah, Cheska, thank you. Wow, wow. That's my friend in Switzerland.
Oh
all the
yes,
way
oh
from
yes,
Switzerland.
she did.
Yes.
Yes, I remember. You
Last
inspired her.
time we were on, yes, she and her mom put their shoes on and they went for a
Yes.
walk.
So,
I
Siska,
took a
I
picture.
hope you're listening to me, and I hope you're still walking with your mom, and that you are still walking and taking that one step each day, and that you're still keeping it going, being inspired by Amelia. Um, so, lots of inspiration coming for you, Amelia. Lots of inspiration coming for you. So, Amelia,
Oh,
thank you so much.
Ilse. I
Ilza,
have to,
yeah.
before we say goodbye, my Ilse made me this present. This is
Oh,
my dog and my coach and my trainer, my confidant that I lost during the exercise, during the one of the runs. And she made this painting. She's a very, very good, fine artist. And this is the champion that he is.
oh,
Thank you, Ilse, forever in my heart.
very nicely
Beautiful,
done,
beautiful.
Ilza. Very nicely
Yeah,
done.
yeah. That's
And Fanny saying, Siska
amazing.
is saying, we are on it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Very nice.
Fantastic.
It's great to hear
Fantastic.
that you're still keeping it up. I mean, well done. Well done. Guys, thank you so much for everything. Amelia, I want to say thank you to you and taking the time and coming back, to open mic and coming and sharing back your journey and all the stuff that you've been through this last year has been what an incredible journey. Absolutely
Was a
incredible
journey
journey.
of note.
Yeah, no.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having
until
me.
we meet again, guys, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I want to say thank you for sharing your comments and keep watching Open Mic. We have a lot of inspirational people coming from all the sorts of our planet and just hearing their story and what inspires them and the wisdom that each and every one of us hold within ourselves. So I will be going to Cape Town early next year. Amelia and I are busy on a project. We are hoping to have an exhibition, and actually, Amelia is one of the storytellers. And the exhibition is taking place in Cape Town. We're just trying to find a venue right now. And there's about 4 to 5 storytellers in Cape Town. Open mic is going to be coming through, and Amelia has, so graciously, accepted her being one of the storytellers at the exhibition, and there will be art that will be auctioned off on people's stories. So if you don't know about the resurrection, it's on our website. Have a look at it, and please get in touch with us. So yeah, look out for more details that will be coming through. Amelia, have a fantastic Sunday. Thank you so much. I'm so proud to know you and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Guys, have a fantastic
Good.
afternoon.